Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and it is, of course, the afternoon. No, tell a lie. It is the evening after the morning, night before. The Super Bowl is in the books for another year. I'm not going to spoil the result, but we already know. Welcome along to the Third and Long podcast. My name is Shane Harris. Above me is our beautiful baby Hope. To my left is the depressed teacher, Mr. Philip Berens. And in the other corner, Mr. Oliver Butler Henderson. Gentlemen, firstly, I'm not going to even begin poking the bear quite yet. Mr. OBH, how was your Sunday evening?
My Sunday evening was bloody brilliant. Monday morning was even better.
Yeah, mine was all right as well, to be fair. Yeah, it was good. Right, brace yourselves, ladies and gentlemen.
When you get a message,
how are we feeling, boys?
From your 12-year-old son saying, "Yes!"
I'm taking receipts for when you guys lose next season, especially when we beat the Patriots. How he's been acting the last 10 minutes.
How he's been acting and how you've been acting for the majority of the season.
Yeah, but we're playing you a Levi next season. Let's see how that goes for you.
It's called Karma. Is Karma a Taylor Swift song as well? I don't know.
Yeah, Karma's the guy from the Chiefs.
That's a guess. That's a rough guess. I couldn't tell you.
Karma,
how are you feeling, Mr. P?
It looks like he's about to cry.
I don't want to talk about it, man. Like, I really don't. Like, it's too raw. Yeah, just to set the score. So I went to bed after the game had finished at 4:00. And did the rest of you have the day off today? Did you all have the day off? Or...
Yes.
Yeah.
Doctor.
So that I went to go taught 5 lessons straight after. So So yeah, and all the students know because like they know I'm a massive NFL. Like honestly, just it's not even like a passing how much I love the NFL. Like literally the whole student body knew about the Super Bowl because of me. So like when they all came, literally as they're coming through the door, actually as they were coming into school in the morning, they were going past my classroom door and they literally just pointing at me going, ah, like literally, like through the window going, oh, you absolute arseholes. But I was all done in good jest. It was all done in good form. And obviously because I kind of set the tone of like I'm tired and I'm angry and this one lad, oh my god, I need to get him to give it to me. In the morning in form time, he created a slideshow PowerPoint that he then submitted for homework for me, where basically he did a recap of the Super Bowl. and he literally, honestly, I'm gonna get Leon to actually send it to me so I can forward it on to you guys. But he literally did like a recap of the Super Bowl that he submitted for homework, along with his actual homework, and it was really funny. I could not laugh because I was going, you put that much effort in to just to have a bit of a quick jab at your teacher, and I really appreciated that. But
we're more than welcome to put it on the socials as well. If he's up for that, we'll happily put it on the socials as well.
It was just, I mean, the legacy of this all is before the Jim Harbaugh years, we went to 5 Super Bowls and were undefeated in 5 Super Bowls. We were like the Undertaker of Super Bowls, and we lost under Harbaugh. We've lost twice under Kyle. We're 0-3 now. And this was supposed to be like our super year with our super team. We played probably the best football all year. You know, we found our quarterback. We've had like CMC. We've literally had all this, and it just hurt because even though like all the NFL picks were like going for the Kansas City Chiefs regardless, I still thought that we're going into it underdogs with a big chip on our shoulder. And I generally thought at halftime that maybe it was our time. And even in overtime, when we stormed down the field, I thought, oh crap, maybe we can actually do it. But it just wasn't meant to be, and it just hurts now because I think Kyle Shanahan's going to go into that couldn't win the big one kind of like bracket, and I'm going to feel really sorry for him and the organization going forward because if we were playing any other team yesterday, I think we would have won the Super Bowl. But Andy Reid just always has one over Kyle.
Yeah, Mahomes is 4-0 against the Niners.
Yeah. Like, I mean, let's play our cards right here for a second, guys. Like, Kyle Shanahan is an amazing... unless you're the Kansas City Chiefs, you would want Kyle Shanahan as your head coach. And unless you're the Kansas City Chiefs, for the most part, Brock Purdy you'd absolutely want as your starting quarterback. But when you come up against one of the best head coaches of all time now, and arguably this generational superstar talent in Patrick Mahomes, and no matter what you did, even on a poor game where he threw an interception, we still couldn't beat him. But we took them all the way to the dead ends of overtime.
That was Mahomes' first interception in 7 postseason games.
That's mental.
This is how good this guy is.
And let's not forget, it was a rookie that did it.
Yeah. To be fair.
Yeah.
So, although I'm devastated the Niners lost, I was looking today at who the Niners are losing this season through free agency, and I don't think, apart from maybe to Sean Gibson, I don't think we're losing anyone that significant. So I think we can run it back next year, and I think
I don't know, Kinlow's going as well.
Yeah, who cares?
Who's going?
Kinlow's on too much money as it is anyway. I think our Super Bowl window is still open.
Because the odds this morning, gents, I don't know if you saw, even though we lost the Super Bowl, the 49ers are on now, and like you said, we're keeping a lot of our superstar players that are still in their prime. I think Jawan will stay. If I'm being honest, I think we'll keep him. I think we'll keep him and Ayuk.
I don't think we can afford Jennings after last night.
But I still think, Ayuk will negotiate in the offseason, and I do think we'll keep Jawan. Genuinely, I think we will. I think, it's such a great, tight-knit group of players, and you hear, the ones that have left, the team, and they still come around, the organization. They were in the training and doing all the press junkers. Unless you're Jimmy Garoppolo, everybody under the Kyle Shanahan under the banner of the last 5 years, speak incredibly fondly of this group of players. And I think we'll lose Chase Young. Okay. We'll lose Kinlaw, not really a problem, not really anything to really think about. But I think we'll keep Jawan, and I think we'll look to rebuild quite heavily in the draft. And there's no surprising that we're favourites for the Super Bowl next year. It's just I don't want to emotionally commit like I do with all my other sports teams, like with Newcastle United, or when England play in a football tournament, or San Francisco from the bye week. Just don't overcommit, because I don't want to go for the heartbreak again.
Well, I mean, free agent frenzy is the 11th of March this year.
Yeah.
I don't think the Niners are going to break the bank like they did last year with Hargrave. Shane's going to be on the floor when the Ravens lose half their starting offense and defense.
Oh, yes, I'm fully prepared for that. It's going to be a massacre, and I'm going to be devastated.
Ollie's going to be on cloud 9 after they sign Kirk Cousins.
Hey. You joke. I've said plenty of times, the ideal scenario is Kirk Cousins go and get the best wide receiver at 3, and then go and get Bo Nix, JJ McCaffrey, someone like that in the second round, sit behind Kirk Cousins for a couple of years. Boom, thank you very much. Here we go again.
I still think Kirk's going to Atlanta, but
let's before we talk about the game, you're in a very fortunate place at the moment that you pay your quarterback $750,000 a year for the next 2 years.
870, thank you.
Unreal.
So that's it's still next to nothing, is it? Compared to Mahomes, compared to Burrows, compared to Allen, compared to Lamar, compared to Russell Wilson. All these quarterbacks are out there that are paid a load amount of money, and then they've got to build around rookies and bring rookies in, and then they do that again every 4 years. You've got 2 years where, Brock Purdy, less than £1 million. That's nothing. That's a punter's wage.
The thing is, people are saying you need to give Brock Purdy a raise. It's we literally can't until at least this offseason. We actually physically can't. If he was undrafted, then yes, we could. But the fact he got drafted and has that contract, we cannot actually give him a new contract.
Yeah, that's one thing. A lot of people that don't actually research it's not like with like our football over here, where like it's a teenage sensation and they're like £300 a week, and they go, give him the money to pay, give him the pay rate. No, you can't, because of his position. Like you said, baby, we're kind of stuck because of where he was drafted. It's not us trying to be stingy. It's not us trying to shaft him. And he's also getting like a really fat endorsement deal from Toyota. Because he's getting a couple of million from them as well. So Brock lives quite a nice lifestyle anyway. He's not a extravagant overspender. He's not flashy. He's not, dare I say it, like a Cam Newton or a Lamar Jackson, or even like Debo, talking about like the 49ers, where like they like to bejazzle themselves up, they like to flex. He lives quite, not conservatively. Yeah, well, not even frugal. Just like he just buys what he needs, and he doesn't like penny pinch because he's a farm lad. He spent his off season helping his parents on his farm, so it's not like he's a big, a superstar at this moment in time. And I think he will get. I think he will end up getting paid, obviously, a little bit more until his rookie contract comes to an end. But there's no doubt that we're quite comfortable at that spot for quite some time.
I mean, you just need to look at what Purdy turns up to in like his pre-game thing. He turns up like he's gone shopping at George.
Yeah.
There's no pre-game trip at all,
here, ladies and gentlemen. Right, let's get on to the game. I know you guys don't want to talk about it. We'll talk about the game. We'll talk about what went wrong and what went right for you, and vice versa for KC. But oh my God, the defenses in that first quarter were on fire, and a couple of fumbles as well. You don't very often see McCaffrey fumble. I'm surprised Pacheco doesn't fumble as much as he does with his running style, because literally the ball's right here. He's not going to have 3-point contact when he goes into contact.
Can we just say, for both the fumbles, great play by the DB knocking it out on both of them.
Superb play. Absolutely both of them. All the fumbles were.
I know Lenore did it for the Niners. Can't remember who did it for KC, but they're both very.
It was either Pennell or Chanel.
I think it was Pennell, and then Chanel.
Pennell and Chanel. Every time those names that they were mentioned together, it was hilarious.
I think Chanel came in after, but I think it was Pennell who knocked it out.
But yeah, those defenses stood up and they played incredibly well in that first quarter. It was a very strong, very good defensive game. I mean, Mr. Pounds, your defensive end, you would have to agree that was a brilliant defensive first quarter.
Yeah, and that's massively like where my frustrations were, because especially in like a game like the Super Bowl, we talk about like the quarterbacks, but it's actually the line of scrimmage that actually dictates a lot of where it was going. And I do generally believe that the 49ers left a lot of points on the board I left a lot of points on the table, because in that first couple of drives, they really pushed Kansas City back. And if it was obviously for the fumble from CMC, and there was one particular play back-to-back where Trent Williams was done for holding, and there was that beautiful pass from Brock Purdy, who went to, who did he go to? Who did he pass it to?
It was Kittle.
Was a kill. But honestly, it was a big arm pass as well, which would have eaten up or taken away a lot of ground. But our offensive line was really dominant. We were pushing their defensive line back, and our defense was swarming back. This is the thing that was really frustrating, because that first half, and even the third quarter as well, we really, really suffocated Kansas City. We really put Patrick Mahomes under a lot of pressure. He was getting sacked. He was getting pushed out the pocket. He was dodging three people. There was this one particular play where he got past Bosa, but Armstead was right there. So it wasn't even like he was having a whole field day to himself. He was still Patrick Mahomes, but we really suffocated them. And I was really impressed with Chase Young to begin with. I thought Hargrave, played really well in the first half. He actually looked like the player that we had spent an obscene amount of money on. I said going into it, there was a couple of players that had a lot to prove. One was Chase Young, the other one was Hargrave, and they were, not flattering to deceive. But I was really impressed with a lot of the pressure that was going on the offensive line and our defensive line. And then obviously in the second half, going into overtime, that's where that momentum switched, where Kansas were getting themselves back into the game. They endured a lot of the 49ers' best plays, and that's when their offensive line and defensive line was putting a lot of pressure on San Francisco.
Yeah, I think both our offensive line but more to the point, the defensive line, and to be honest, the whole defense, I think in the fourth quarter, they got tired.
Mm.
They just the past couple of weeks against Detroit, against the Packers, even against the Rams, I thought we lacked energy and just looked lethargic. But then definitely the first half, and I thought as soon as we lost Greenlaw, there was a massive hole in
Yes.
our linebackers.
Because
But-
Burks literally doesn't have the same presence.
But he's like our enforcer. There was energy there. We were flying around the pitch. Then, as the game went on, end of the third quarter, fourth quarter, Greenlaw, our enforcer, was gone. Burke couldn't cover Kelsey the way Greenlaw was. And we just got tired, and I think it showed.
Yeah.
Mr. Harris.
From an impartial point of view, not being a fan of either team, I'm surprised that there was this amount of points in the game because I thought both defenses and both offenses would pretty much cancel each other out. I was right on the fact that I thought the first point of this game would be a field goal because I tend to find in Super Bowl matchups, the biggest game of the season where you've worked for all year and it's all on the line, a lot of teams tend to play quite conservatively. But I mean, apart from the CMC touchdown reception, that was a trick play. That was really nicely executed, fair play. But you don't see a lot of that in Super Bowl. It's more a case of playing conservatively and not being flashy or showing off. But it's a case of they may start a dynasty now. Who's to say that the Chiefs won't win a third one next year? I've been saying all year, I've been waving the flag of the fact that I don't think the Chiefs were all that this year. I think ourselves and the Niners were probably the best teams in football, and it should have been a contest between ourselves and the Niners to win the Lombardi this year, but that didn't work out that way. But I just think, you can never count out Patrick Mahomes. I mean, Mr. OBH has been saying it for weeks and weeks and weeks. We didn't want to jump on the bandwagon, but we have no choice to believe what he said now and actually agree because the proof is in the pudding and the numbers don't lie. Mahomes drags the Chiefs to another title again.
Shane, you were the one that was saying they won't win a third one literally 10 minutes ago before we went on air.
Yeah, but it's more... Yeah, but who knows who's going to end up dating Rashee Rice next year? Probably Dua Lipa or something like that, I expect.
I love that trick play. I love the play. The bloody risky play because that was two long crossfield play throws. But I'm not 100% overplaying the ball, but I think the guy was 5 yards down the line, outside the line of scrimmage, and there was definitely a pick there. He was the Kansas City D-back was definitely picked.
Yeah, but it was okay.
Stop getting to McCaffrey because McCaffrey.
Yeah, but I mean, do you really want to talk about this? Because I've got 15 holding calls that were missed by the Chiefs, so you don't want to go there.
Hey, there was several in the end zone for one of the KC plays. Don't worry about it.
15.
Although I am gonna say this, I personally think the officials had a bloody good game. A really good game.
They missed 15 holding calls.
Games. Probably one of the best officiating games, definitely this season, but probably over the last dozen Super Bowls. The officiating crew is absolutely spot on. And I don't think they missed. I'm just not 100% sure on that rule because I don't know how far down the line he was, if it would count as a pick or anything like that, or if it's because it's a double throw. So I need to look into that.
They missed a lot of holding calls on both teams.
Yeah, but it's good. They're letting them play.
Yeah, but there's letting them play, and then there's having Bosa in a headlock.
Here we go. Here we go again. He's still complaining about the Wasp one a few years ago, you know.
Yeah. Anyway. So, the play I want to talk about is the one out of the 2-minute warning. It was 3rd and 4, I think. And the Niners had the ball. And I believe it was level. So how long is the 2-minute warning break? Is it 2 minutes?
It's basically it's basically a timeout plus a couple of adverts. So yeah, 2 minutes.
So the Niners and the Chiefs had 2 minutes to think of whatever play they were going to run. I knew they were going to run. I knew the Spagnuolo was going to blitz. You all knew the Spagnuolo was going to blitz.
Even Tony Romo called it.
Tony Romo knew that they were going to blitz. My friend who only watches the Super Bowl every year knew they were going to blitz. Every man and his dog knew they were going to blitz. And the play we ran was not blitz counter.
What was the play again? Was it a run play?
No, it was a pass play, but Purdy had 3 people in his face straight away because they blitzed. So
Yeah,
Purdy
but what have you always said? What have they always said? What does Mahomes do? What does Allen do? What does Burrows do? You go where the blitz comes from.
Yeah, but you can't just run blitz counter and just we all knew what was going to happen. So just put in a blitz counter play. To be honest, personally, I'd have run it because of clock as well as things. And also you have McCaffrey who sneezes and gets 4 yards. So I just thought that was a really poor play. And also, what was going on at the start of the second half? Why in every third quarter does Shanahan forget that McCaffrey exists? I say it every week. The first 8 offensive plays for the Niners in the second half were pass plays.
Yeah, but he went 8 for 8.
He didn't. He went 2 for 8 in the second half.
He wasn't that little, was he?
Yeah.
I thought he was. I thought he went 8 for 8. But okay.
No, that was the first half.
Okay, fair enough. I'll let you off then. You said McCaffrey is going to easily get 4.4 yards. His average rushing was 3.6 yards.
Yeah, but he also got over 80 yards receiving, so I'll forgive him.
I'm going for the rushing ones, but yeah, I mean,
he got 80 yards rushing and 80 yards receiving. I think I can forgive him for not getting 100 yards rushing.
Let's give Steve Spagnuolo some serious credit there. He's the first DC or OC to win 4 Lombardis or get 4 rings, but he can always calls. He always gets the big calls right at the right time, and he has a time and time again. You know, like you said, he blitzed on 4th. Everyone knew he was going to blitz on 4th. You've got Trent McDuffie, who's probably now in the top 5 cornerbacks in the league, if not one of the
top 3, I'd say.
Who would you put him in there with?
In there with Trent McDuffie, I'm going to put Charvarius Ward in.
Okay.
Well, Charvarius Ward's probably top 5. I'm blanking on cornerbacks now.
You put you on the spot, see?
Yeah, you put me on the
that.
spot, and I'm totally blanking. Who are the good cornerbacks? I think Gonzo will be up there. I think Gonzo will be up there in a couple of years.
Definitely. If he wasn't injured, be up there. He would have been defensive rookie of the year, I think.
Yeah, right. You guys gonna have to put me out in mystery because I'm totally blanking on cornerbacks.
Trayvon Diggs.
I will.
Satan Jr. That's the one I'm thinking of.
Pat Surtain, yeah.
Yeah, Patrick Surtain. But Jalen Ramsey. Everyone's forgetting about Jalen Ramsey. Jair Alexander, Darius Slay.
Yeah.
Anyone, so I got a list in front of me.
Alexander was the only one in my head. I was Sauce hasn't had a great year.
No, he hasn't.
And he needs to prove.
You can even go with this guy by here. You go with Marlon Humphrey as well, of course.
Sauce is going to have to prove to me that he wasn't just a rookie sensation before I put him in the top 5.
Let's talk about the. It's not really a muff punt because it hit the lad's foot, which I think is really unlucky. You think is poor awareness of the field. I think personally it was unlucky because he was blocking more than anything else, and he was pushing the block, and it's just unlucky that it's hit his ankle.
Okay, it was unlucky, but it's Ray McLeod's job to catch the punt. So Ray McLeod should have been where the punt was gonna land.
But Ray-Bay
And he
McLeod was
wasn't.
also shouting whatever their call is. I mean, every team has a different one, but he's also shouting to get him out of the way. So McCall was
Yeah.
doing his thing.
Yeah. Also, Ray McLeod should have just fallen slash dives onto the ball, not tried to pick it up.
I get that. So it's just
If the-
an all-around cock up.
Yeah, if the ball's on the floor, dive on it. Don't try and pick it up and run it. Just dive
No.
on it. It's different if it's a muffed snap, but it's a
Yep.
punt. And I don't think we're going to re-sign Ray McLeod. I don't think we'd have re-signed him anyway, because we seem to have this obsession with Ronnie Bell, who actually scares me whenever there's a punt coming because he can't catch.
Yeah.
But I think Chris Conley's also leaving, but I thought he might be a different. I have no idea who our punt return is going to be, but I don't think it's going to be Ray McLeod. And honestly, our special teams was god awful last night.
Yeah.
So
In the second half, in the first half, it was pretty good.
Mr. Perrins, you've been very quiet, understandably. 2 hours sleep, teaching kids all day after defeat.
Yeah, and I've got options even tomorrow, and I've got parents evening on Wednesday.
Whee!
Oh, it never ends. It never ends.
No rest for the wicked, man. No rest for the wicked. And obviously, I'm still recovering from that incredibly dodgy takeout that me and Shane had last Tuesday night. Oh,
I was fine. Yeah.
Oh my god, I was in so much pain from when. Do you know when it hit me as well, Shado? It's literally in the middle of a drama lesson. I'm running around my studio, right? Literally just going, like doing stuff, and I just felt like really weak. And I went, oh no, like when you're about to become ill. That moment there, you go, oh god, and then I was in pain for the rest of the day. And then Thursday and Friday, lad, like honestly, like I was in pain. So like recovering from food poisoning. And then recovering from, lack of sleep and the 49ers breaking my heart again. It's a little bit too. There's a lot of kind of woulda shouldas, and I went from being really disappointed this morning to being angry to anything that was even mentioning NFL. I just muted on Twitter, and I think I actually tweeted out this morning when I woke up, I hate football, because that's literally how I felt.
No, you text us.
Yeah, I texted you guys as well. I hate football so much, and there's a lot of things that went wrong. There's a few things that went right, but then the Chiefs had things that went wrong, and they had things that went right. And lots of like 15 missed holding calls on, especially on like Bosa again. It's ridiculous. Fine margins, but we lost, and it's going to take me a while to get over it, and that's why I'm super looking forward to the new USXFL, guys, because it's coming soon.
Yeah.
It's coming soon, gents. We're going to be watching some football again. Spring ball, baby.
It's funny because I woke up this morning and checked my phone, and one of the first texts I had was from you, just saying, "Shit."
Yeah. Yeah.
Love it.
So Leona's come up and actually talked about something we've not talked about yet, which is the missed field. I've got a question for you, because I can't say this. Was this on Moody or was this on the protection?
Oh no, protection. This wasn't on Moody. Like I actually thought he didn't have any yips, because you think about like he had these 55 Super Bowl winning or Super Bowl, leading record that got us on the board. And also, let's not forget that he scored a field goal in overtime that in any other circumstance would have won us the Super Bowl. So I didn't get any impression from him at all that he was getting the yips. I just think, the lack of protection on special teams. I mean, you brought this up before, and we've talked about it lots on air as well as off air, baby, is our special teams has been our downfall quite a lot under the Shanahan year. We've gone from having the defense carrying us to this year with the offense carrying us, but the common denominator has been how poor our special teams have been.
The thing is, if you watch the kick, he more ankles it than kicks it, which is why it was low. I don't think the protection helps, but I think this one is, whether it's Moody or the holder doing something wrong.
Sorry, has one of
does.
us got Sweep on their show as well?
Yeah,
So
I know. It sounds like it, doesn't it?
Sorry, it's
I was-
it's a dog chewing a toy. Yeah, shut up.
I was literally expecting a yellow bear and a
Yeah, I was expecting like a little hand puppet, like going.
like. But
What do you think about the Super Bowl, Sutty?
I'm surprised you even know what certain Sweep is. You're not of that certain vintage, you.
It used to be on CBBC.
Fuck you, you daft. I know you do,
Oh,
baby.
Yeah, I
So-
watched it in Sweep growing up.
Yeah.
If you would have made that point after, you'd have left Mahomes needing, with 1 minute 46 on the clock, but it needs a touchdown. Take
Yeah.
it to not a field goal.
But
Yeah.
That's what cost you the game effectively.
okay, I disagree with you for this reason. So they were carving up our defense after that because our defense turned. It was like 4th and 1, 4th and 2, and they kicked. I fully expect they would have converted that if they'd have gone for it. I 100% believe that. And then I think they would have gone, carried on carving up our defense, going to score a touchdown, and we'd have lost in overtime. That's what I think would have happened if that had happened. So maybe, I mean, I don't know that. That's just what I think. And that might be me just telling myself that to keep myself sane. But that's what I think.
So we're speaking off air because Patrick Mahomes obviously won MVP. Who was your MVP? I agree with Mahomes because he literally, that fourth quarter and overtime, he took that team on his back. He's made plays, he made runs, he made sure that his team was still in this game. Both times.
I think Chris Jones should have won MVP. Chris
Or
Jones.
Trevor.
Chris Jones was in Purdy's face so much, especially in the second half. And there are like specific plays I can see where Purdy had to adjust his throwing motion because of Jones, and it meant the throw was off target. There's one I remember.
He moved across the pocket. I mean, Brock Purdy is good. He is good, but he hardly found Ayuk. He hardly found Debo. Okay, Debo went down with a hamstring injury and wasn't really effective. And he hardly found
Kittle?
Ayuk, Jennings, Debo, Kittle.
Kittle?
That was it. I can't think of the other one. Kittle tried it 3 times.
Kittle also did get injured though.
Yeah, but that wasn't until overtime.
Was it not until his fourth quarter?
Kittle was targeted 3 times. At one point, Chris Connolly and Ron Jennings was your leading receivers behind Christian McCaffrey. We have to give Brock Purdy, yes, he is good, but he's not magic. He's not superstar level like Mahomes is. He is in that next year. I mean, I've seen a lot of things where he's been compared to Drew Brees, where I can actually see he is compared to Drew. He has got a lot of Drew Brees comparison around him. But when you've got Debo, Ayuk, Kittle all sewn up in one way or another, they did well to find Jennings, to find Conley, to even use Schick as well, who made that brilliant play, that leap as well.
Yeah. Well, do you not think that he found those people because of Debo and because of Ayuk and because of CMC? And also, let's not forget this guy's 23. He's not at his peak. He's not at his peak yet. I think he's only started I don't think he started a full season of regular season games. No, he would have done, but just over. But I think he will get better. And every time he's had a hurdle and he's made a mistake, he's learned from it. The Baltimore game, he's learned from it. I'm still not fully confident in him playing in the rain, but he needs to sort that out. But I think this will just make him better. And I fully think we have a very, very, very good chance of going there next year and winning the whole damn thing.
I know what Shane thinks of that.
I was going to say you've come very close to the last two seasons. Obviously, you lost in the NFC Championship game to the Eagles due to Purdy going down, and you had a fully fit Purdy this year and still couldn't get the job done. So I don't know, but I think we may be in the midst of a Chiefs dynasty, as much as I hate to say it. You mentioned Chris Jones earlier on. Is he out? Is he a free agent now?
Yes.
Correct.
I thought he was. He's going to go somewhere now. He's going to get paid handsomely. Any idea where you think he'd be the best fit?
Do you know where I think he might go? Which
In the
will
Northeast.
be- I don't think he's going to go anywhere near the Northeast, mate.
Okay.
I think he's going.
Yeah,
I think he's
Miami.
going. I think he's going to the Deep South.
Wait, what? Dallas?
Yes, I think he's going to Dallas.
Okay.
So here's what Leona just said. I think Purdy is not even close to being all he could be. He could be the one to watch. He has the ability to adapt immediately that will only get better with time. I agree with that. I think Purdy has the mind to be a very, very good football player. And I think his ability will catch up with his mind and he will be a very, very good football player. I'm not sure he will ever be superstar Mahomes, Allen, Burrow, because I'm not sure he has that athletic ability. But I think he will be very, very good. I'm not getting into the game manager, game changer debate right now, but I think he could be a very, very good player.
He is going to be.
I think he'd be a cog in a machine where everyone plays their part. There's no superstars there's no I am the team. There's no I'm bigger than the team. I think everybody with the Niners play the same part, and that's why they work so well.
The owner just said he played last night's game in his head before he played it on the field.
It's very much a student of the game. You don't want to see your quarterbacks ripped, massive shoulders, massive arms, like where they're benching at 600 kilograms like Jalen Hurts is. You want them to be a student of the game, studying in the film room, working hard, learning on the plays. That's where they get better.
And the owner
That is
agrees
how
with you,
you play when
Shane.
you're quarterback.
So just a quick one more thing about Purdy. Purdy fits with the Niners system because I think Shanahan likes that.
Yep.
Because I feel like Lance didn't work out with the Niners because he's not a Shanahan type of.
Yeah.
Shanahan likes the reason we didn't study Mahomes was because we thought we'd go and get Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins went to Minnesota and mugged off Shanahan.
No.
And then Purdy is quite similar to Kirk Cousins, but he has the ability to run that Kirk doesn't necessarily have. I also think Shanahan also outcoached himself in the third quarter, but that's a different debate for a different.
Overfought it.
Yeah.
Overplanned it. Overfought it. Super Bowl halftime show is always a contentious subject. It's so contentious. Shane's left. You're never ever going to please anyone. You're never going to please someone unless it's Metallica.
You know it, boy. You know it.
I'm going to say,
just before Toby has just come in saying Brock is going to be a true great, super accurate with 70% completion. I do see a resemblance to Drew.
What, Drew Lock?
Yes. I've seen that a lot of talk
and
about
Drew Brees has won a Super Bowl, and I think Purdy will get a ring in his career at some point, potentially next year.
So,
what did you just say, Ollie?
I didn't say anything. I just got a bit of a cough, mate.
What did you say? What did you say, Ollie?
Not in the bay. Right. What do we think of Russia?
I enjoyed Usher's show. I agree with what you've actually said in the chat, which is that the second half, once he actually started doing the upbeat songs that more people knew, I thought it was better. I was surprised DJ Got Us Falling in Love didn't get sung, but I enjoyed, And I'm glad he brought out Little John and Ludacris to do the bits. But they
let's be real.
They also cut half of the Ludacris rap, which I didn't like.
Yeah, they did. They stopped after the double Ds.
Yeah.
There's more of that.
Quite a lot of the Super Bowl halftime shows rely on basically prey on your nostalgia. Usher hasn't been relevant in 20 years. You know, I
And
think
the rest.
Baby was like 2 when, yeah, exactly. Baby was 2 when Yeah came out, I think. But yeah, a lot of it plays on nostalgia. But everyone knows these songs. Everyone can have a bit of a dance, and have a bit of a drink, or whatever they're going to do. You know, in their $10,000 seats. But I thought he's all right. We've seen better, but we've also seen worse.
Leona just said halftime was poor, I thought. Bad acoustics to begin with. The Starlight Express bit was a bit weird, I'll give you that.
Yeah,
And the little John saved it. I mean, my sister mentioned Starlight
she did.
Express too when they all came on with roller skates.
I've seen a lot of memes involving Peter Griffin and roller skates.
I mean,
Going around today, which is brilliant. I mean, yeah, the Super Bowl and the Super Halftime literally went hand in hand. First half of the game was meh, really good defensively, but you know, for people who only watch Super Bowl, it was meh. The second half Super Bowl was absolutely brilliant. Third and fourth quarter and overtime was outstanding. And the second half of once he got changed and put his roller skates on, it got better. It got more attempt. You got more people dancing. More people knew the songs. What a 20-minute gig should be. Bounce, 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 bounce all the time long.
So what do you guys think about this? Saying they need to have a country theme next year. Chris Stapleton singing the anthem last year was incredible. I do agree with the Chris Stapleton singing last year. The anthem last year was incredible.
Last year.
But I'm not sure there's enough mainstream appeal for there to be a country star.
Well, I don't know. Like, if they had like Florida Line, Georgia Line, they were pretty big.
Ooh, Florida Georgia Line. Yes, we like those.
Yeah, but I feel like
Carrie Underwood.
Carrie Underwood maybe. Taylor Swift used to be a country star.
Oh, now she's everyone's star now.
Yeah. And, Leona said, and the weird strip show looked like he was getting rid of a spider on him.
I saw that as well. And he was hugging Alicia Keys like they were married. Phil, I will bring up one little thing I wanted to bring up earlier on, but we moved on a bit quickly. Do you know who sang the national anthem for the Super Bowl this year?
Oh God, is it? God, it was a woman called Mates. Oh God, because I recognised her as well.
You
I know
should.
Post Malone. Post Malone did "America the Beautiful," which I thought was really good.
He did.
Who was it?
It was Reba McEntire, and if you know your history, she sang the national anthem at WrestleMania 8 as well.
No way.
If you know your history, yeah. If you know your history. So I just wanted to bring that up. Yeah, but it's in New Orleans next year, so God knows what can happen.
Lil Wayne.
It's going to be a party. Whatever happens in New Orleans, it's going to be a party, and we're going to get an onside kick to start the second half.
Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne.
Won't be Lil Wayne.
Wasn't it the last Super Bowl in New Orleans? I can't remember. Was it? Have we had a Super Bowl in New Orleans in recent memory? I can't remember.
Yeah, we have. We've had 2 or 3 now.
Well, there's one that I remember, but I don't want to talk about it.
I know.
2001 was when the Patriots beat the Rams, and that was in New Orleans.
2013 was obviously Ravens Niners.
Yeah, I was going to say, it wasn't 2013 in the Superdome.
Yeah, that's why I brought it up.
Yeah, well, we all know the Ravens will make it next year because they're not going to have a starting defense this time.
It's going to be very intriguing, but as to what's going to happen.
So I've got to play this in on a bounce. So Leona says 2010 was the last time. Saints won, and we will win again. Is her comment in exact order.
In what? What are you going to win again?
You're not even going to win the NFC South. So I don't
exactly, you Saints won't win nothing, bud.
They're not even going to be in the playoffs, let alone
right.
In a Super
Very
Bowl.
quickly then. Two. I want 2 answers. Super Bowl winner. You're on your heart, and then your surprise chance of a Super Bowl winner for next year.
Okay.
Niners, Texans.
Oh, love that.
Okay.
Who wants to go next?
Leona just said, "I can dream."
I'm going to go KC, Detroit.
When you
KC.
say surprise, what do you mean by surprise?
Detroit made it to the championship game. That's not a surprise.
Yeah, but can they do it again? Kelly says Texans Lions Super Bowl next year.
No,
You heard it
that's
here
just
Ooh, that'd be nice.
that's just Kelly's dream Super Bowl.
the
Yeah, she'd be happy with that.
owner's gone Niners.
Yeah, that can't happen.
That
Yeah.
can't happen.
True.
Sorry,
It
nice try though.
That's the
They're both
NFC game
NFC.
all over again.
Yeah.
Shano, yours.
What if? Okay, I'd probably go. Much to say Niners. You know what they like. They always find a way of pulling it out. I mean, they didn't last night. I've said before, like Liverpool, they have an annoying habit of finding a way to win. I'll go with those to win. But my surprise team are going to be the Packers. I like what they're doing in Green Bay, and with the fact that they got this young core of players as well now, I think they're an exciting side to watch.
Like that one. Mr. Perrins.
I'm going to go with Niners and whichever AFC team Gardner Minshew II lands on.
Yes.
What do you mean? He's just saying Indy.
Sorry. Pro Baller Gardner Minshew II.
That's right. Pro Bowler. Quite correct. I was in Phil's house on Tuesday. I'm not sure any of you know. You want to see his shrine to Gardner Minshew? It's out of this world.
Yes. Oh, Shane. I know I posted a picture on my Twitter feed, right? But you've seen it firsthand. How many NFL jerseys do I have?
Too many. No, literally 32. You showed me your wardrobe, and Jem, his wife, was like, "Yeah, they're all." What did you say? What she said? There was too much. There's just too many. Way too many.
Yeah, she was like, there was like, you've got like 32 too many.
I mean, you guys FaceTimed me and Ollie last Tuesday.
Oh, we did.
You don't remember that? Well,
Very, very, very drunk they were.
Yes.
I was all right. You weren't drinking. I was all
No,
right.
but I was probably buzzing off like Diet Pepsi and Pepsi Cherry. But like, do you remember like we were just having a chat and that woman literally tried to like thinking we were photobombing, and she comes in behind us. It was just like having a good chat, like literally just having a chat on air.
Yeah.
And then she was like, "You look like
you look like you just recruited some random woman to come have a conversation with you."
She's like, "Where are you from, Wolverhampton?" "No way. I'm from Wolverhampton too," and all this. And I was like, "Oh Jesus."
And she was like, "Do you watch the show
Can't think of
Community?"
any
And I
way.
went, "Of course I watch Community." And she was like, "Oh, you look like Jeff Winger." And I was like, "Oh, yes, I do. Thank you very much."
Oh, what they like. Right. I'm not going to torture these gentlemen anymore, although I really like the amount of crap that we've had put up from the guys to my left of how they are the greatest team. They're going to win it all. They're going to do their run. Brock Purdy's the best of all time. Yeah.
Whoa. The best of all time is Montana and Steve Young. Like,
Steve Young.
How are you feeling
great
about
Steve Young.
that statements this morning?
yeah.
I was so close to having my son's Mahomes and Kelsey jerseys hanging up in the background.
I wouldn't have come on the show.
Mahomes, you
Like,
can do.
the fact that I'm wearing this is because it was the first thing that was on display. Well, the first thing I was at when I got out of the shower, when I got back up from work. Literally, I was like, I don't really want to wear anything NFL related for the show. And then, like, oh, but it's so nice and comfy.
Oh, yes.
But honestly, guys, isn't it just like the best thing about sport in general? Because I came onto this show like absolutely dumped out, dejected, didn't want to play, but we get to talk about the Super Bowl. I get to talk about American football with three of my mates, and the season's over. Like,
I know.
the season's over, and this is like the end of our second season, Shano, being a part of the Third and Long family.
I know. And they haven't got sick of us yet. They haven't kicked us out yet.
Oh man, you know what? I did actually think at some point over the weekend that Hendo was going to message me and say, "Look, we don't want you on the show anymore because you're too insufferable with your Niner shit." honestly, I'm not even joking. I'm not even joking.
Going to do that.
I'm not even joking. I was like, oh, no, he's going to message me at some point and saying, "Phil, we don't want you back after the Super Bowl." Like, literally how I felt.
You would never say that.
But we've got like so much like in the off season as well.
Just laughing.
But like, yeah, I was going to say, he hasn't denied it. Hasn't denied it.
I know.
He messaged me. He messaged
207
me.
days till season's back.
Yeah.
Now.
He messaged me off air. You did, Hendo, and I don't mind saying this online, but like when I said about you not wearing the Tebow jersey that I bought you, and you messaged me offline saying, "No, it's just too big. It's not like I don't like it."
No, seriously.
He's lying.
It's
He's
so
lying.
small on the badge,
I
because
know. As soon as he said it, I went, "Oh man, he just hates it."
It's down here. It's massive. It's generally massive. I'll take a picture of it and you see how big it is on me. It's
He does hate it, don't lie.
right.
Yeah, Shayna told me you hated it.
Yeah, he does hate it, that's why.
Mate, I'm buying you a 20 off one next year. Don't you worry about
Toby
that.
just said,
Oh, bring it. It's fair. I'm
worry.
expecting like 3 Dilfer jerseys from all of you, like either one for my birthday and one for Christmas. Like,
Toby's just come in saying, don't worry about Ollie B. It's nice to have some guys to talk about being in the playoffs.
Hey, Toby, how
Like I
did
said,
you
Phil, next-
on this year, mate?
Like I said, Phil, next jersey I get you, you know what jersey I'm getting you, brother.
yeah, you're gonna get me a Minshew mania, baby.
Right.
How do I go about it? 100%.
We do have a lot of stuff to talk about in the off season. Obviously, we got free agency in what, 4 weeks?
Yeah, spring ball. Don't forget we got spring ball.
Spring ball. You know, we've got our mock drafts coming up. We've got our top 25 prospects coming up that we want to keep an eye on. Obviously, you've got the draft coming up, and then you've got the build up to the season. We've got so much to talk about the NFL coming
But
forward.
I mean, we'll probably be struggling again in June time.
We'll see.
Sorry, I came
We'll
up with
see,
some content. It's fine.
It might be a case of me and Phil start playing football again.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Right. Trust me, my body would not be able to take that one. Ladies and gentlemen, as always.
Before we do, before we do,
that.
are we do? I know, because I can't get enough to say. I got too much to say. You know, are we just doing shows once a week now?
Yes.
This is our last ever Monday night show.
Not last
Until
ever.
September.
Right. I was going to say, let's
September,
inform
yeah.
the viewers and the listeners at home of the upcoming itinerary.
I was going to. Don't worry. I was going to.
Don't you running away and not doing it?
Well, I got rudely interrupted.
Sorry, boy. My apologies.
Ladies and gentlemen, as always, thank you very much for commenting, joining in the show. Makes our life easier because I don't have to listen to these two talk about the Niners all bloody show. Is great. As my delightful friend below me has said, this is our last Monday show of the season. We will be doing back for Mondays back in September when the season restarts. But for now, this show will be back on Spotify or Amazon or Google or wherever you get your podcasts tomorrow at 8:30 in the morning. We will be back for our regular shows Thursday, 8:30 on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and wherever else you want to watch it. So until then, ladies and gentlemen, stay safe and good night.